In the prison, the warden burned a prisoner's feet with a torch. But the prisoner didn't move a muscle, only after confirming he was dead. Did the warden order the guards to dispose of the body? They wrapped him up in a shroud, planning to throw him out after they had their meal. What they didn't know was that another prisoner in the next cell had been watching everything silently. As soon as the guards left, Edmund crawled out of his hiding spot, looking at the friend who had always taken care of him. Edmund couldn't hold back his tears. Suddenly, a bold idea came to him. He dragged the priest's body back to his own cell, placed some cut hair on the body's head, and posed it to make it look like the priest was just sleeping. Next, he dug out the treasure map the priest had hidden. Before the guards came back, Edmund climbed into the body bag himself. Not long after, the guards returned, thankfully. They noticed nothing unusual, and carried the corpse out, but to be safe, they tied an iron ball to its feet before tossing it into the sea. Edmund plummeted into the depths. Luckily, he had a knife with him. He slashed open the shroud and swam toward the light with all his strength. After 15 long years, he had finally escaped prison. This was the beginning of one of the most powerful and legendary revenge stories in literature, the Count of Monte Cristo. Soon, the prison guards realized something was wrong and began chasing after the escapee. But by then, Edmund had already reached the shore. He ran into a farmer's house and quickly changed out of the humiliating prison uniform. Catching a glimpse of himself in the mirror, he froze. He hadn't seen his own reflection in 15 years. Staring at the unfamiliar face, he was stunned. Years of prison had changed him beyond recognition. A few days later, Edmund put on a disguise and returned to his hometown. The first thing he wanted to do was find his father. But fate had another blow in store for him. His father had passed away years ago. Hearing the devastating news, he almost collapsed. The thought of not even seeing his father one last time filled him with guilt and hatred. With a heavy heart, he went to the cemetery. The priest told him that his father had died in sorrow years ago, and right beside his grave was one marked with Edmund's name. This left Edmund confused. He had been in prison all this time. So why did everyone think he was dead? Could it be the people who framed him never intended for him to come out alive? He then visited his former fiancée, Mercedes, but what broke his heart even more was that she had married and left their hometown long ago. 15 years in prison after finally escaping, he found that both his loved ones and family were gone. Edmund walked the streets, lost in despair. Suddenly, he saw a young man being chased and beaten by soldiers. Filled with hatred toward the French soldiers, he stepped in and saved the young man. He had no idea that this single act of kindness would earn him the loyalty of the young man, whose name was Jacopo. Edmund followed Jacopo to his village, where his family gave Edmund a warm welcome. They sang, danced, and celebrated together, a lively, joyful scene. But Edmund, watching this warmth, felt nothing but sorrow inside, because he, too, could have had such a beautiful life. That night, lying in bed, he thought about the priest's last words. And finally, he made up his mind. It was time to find the treasure. He took Jacopo's boat and sailed straight to Monte Cristo. Once on the island, he followed the map carefully. After a long search, he found an entrance blocked by rocks. He cleared the stones with all his strength and cautiously went inside. Sure enough, the cave held an enormous treasure. Overcome with emotion, Edmund cried tears of joy. He was grateful for the priest's gift, and even more grateful for the hand of fate which had given him the chance to take revenge on everyone who had wronged him.